Hey everybody, Derek here to bring you another video for The Walking Dead, countdown to the start of Season 7. And what this video is going to be doing is giving a few thoughts on the alternate Negan introduction scene that was shown in the Season 6 Blu-ray release that was just released yesterday. It basically gave a different version of Negan's introduction. I'm going to talk a little bit about those differences, what I thought about them, and things that I thought it did very well, and things that I thought the original premiere did better. If you are not caught up with The Walking Dead and you do not want to be spoiled in any way, then I would exit the video now and come back later, because otherwise you will be spoiled. Okay. So one of the selling points of the Blu-ray release of Season 6 was that it was going to include a little more of an uncensored alternate version of Negan's introduction in the Season 6 finale. This is the Season 6 Blu-ray release of The Walking Dead for Season 6. And if you look up here in the red, it says alternate Negan scene included. And it basically took the moment that Negan was introduced when he stepped out of the RV and everybody was in the lineup, and it gives a little bit of a different version of it. Most of the language is very similar to what he said in the original television premiere, but there are some differences, and as I said, it is a little bit more of an uncensored version of it. I would recommend watching both of them. Again, if you get the chance. If you get the chance, it's all over YouTube. I would watch the original premiere, and I would also watch this Blu-ray scene as well, because I think that it really shows two different sides to Negan that I think are very important. And the scene included more uses of the F word, which is something that Negan is known for in the comic books. He's got a potty mouth. I mean, he swears like a sailor, if you will. F words coming out left and right. And this particular scene does more to include the F-bomb as he is speaking. You know, he basically, for example, the moment when he starts talking about the fact that Rick's group killed a lot of the saviors, he goes, not effing cool, man. Not effing cool at all. You don't know how not effing cool that S really is. And he goes into more explicit detail with the F word. And of course, one of the infamous uses, which is also from the comic books. So they kind of take more of what was actually said in the comic books and put it into the scene. And he basically says at the one point, I'm going to beat the F-F-F-ity-F out of one of you, which is a very infamous scene from the comic books, his use of the F word. So that's really a lot of the differences, and it really just includes a little bit more of the Fowler language rather than what we saw in the television premiere. But I feel like both scenes definitely give a different impression of Negan, because it is two different recordings of the same scene with a little bit of differences. And I noticed a lot of differences in Negan's approach, or Jeffrey Dean Morgan, the actor's approach. When you see it in the original television premiere back in April, when you look at that original scene again, that really focuses more on, I think, Negan's arrogance, his confidence, his swagger, if you will, you know, his sarcasm more. I think it really focused more on him being that way, because that is part of his character. You know, Negan likes to puff himself, if you will. You know, he likes to bring himself up a little bit more above people. You see that confidence, you see that smile, but nonetheless, it's still scary, because you know just how powerful this guy is. And I think that that particular version, the television premiere, does a better job of showing that version of Negan. But when you watch the Blu-ray edition, I think it focuses more on the menacing side of Negan, that very scary approach that he sometimes has, because Negan can be a very scary person in just his approach, the way that he is. I mean, this, I felt, especially with the inclusion of the F-bombs, I think that it really showed more of him because he spoke a little slower. He basically enunciated all of those words a lot slower when he was like, talking, and he was like, not effing cool, man, or effing this, effing that. He slowed his voice down to really show the anger, the menace that is inside of him. And I think that is also very beneficial for individuals to see, because you do see that different side of him. And I think that it's something that we are going to see at times throughout season 7, and that's something I really look forward to. Some of the things that I didn't like about the Blu-ray, number one was some of the ways that they switched the scenes around. I believe that this one focuses a lot more on Negan rather than other people. Like it basically focuses more on his reactions and the way that he's talking. The camera is usually focused on him rather than other individuals. It still does focus on Rick's group at times, seeing their reactions, but not as much, and it kind of doesn't fit as well, in my opinion. Now, whether that's just because I'm so used to seeing the other version, or whether I actually liked seeing Rick's group more, is hard to say. I can't really figure that out yet, but I felt like they didn't focus as much on the group and instead focused on Negan's reaction and the way that he was looking. You'll notice that it just really, the camera is mostly focused on him more than the other survivors. And then there was one scene that they really did a bad job of editing, because it like pulls back the camera to like one of the cars, and you can clearly see that what Negan is saying is not actually what he's saying. So that was one part that kind of threw me off. I was like, wait a minute, this is not a good edit. Something's not going right here. But other than that, other than those couple of things, I do think that it does have some very beneficial qualities that I believe individuals should view. I think if you get the chance, whether you have bought the Blu-ray, whether you see it from a friend, whether somebody posts it on YouTube, I would suggest watching both clips and deciding for yourself, which one do you think is better? Do you think that some of the similarities, the differences that I see are things that you notice? Let me know what you guys think. I think this would be a very good discussion to have, and I do suggest that you see it. So with that, I'm going to bring this video to a close. I want to thank all of you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, don't be afraid to leave them. Feel free to subscribe. I do have more videos coming. And if you have any suggestions of future videos that you would like to see, don't be afraid to suggest them. Have a very wonderful evening, and thank you very much for watching.